Hi everyone, how you doing? So, there's this thing called Christmas in July. I think that is like a normal thing, but at the same time, people, more specifically shop workers or shop owners, are saying, hey, it's July, you might as well start Christmas shopping now because it'll help you cut the cost for when December comes, or November, or whenever it is that people actually start shopping for Christmas. I want you to think about this. I don't know how big some of you are on Christmas, but I know that Christmas is a worldwide thing for whatever reason. What is happening in the economy right now? What is happening in the weather right now? I was looking at the news just now, and they have this thing called heatflation that is targeted towards the temperatures are only going to continue to rise, and being that the temperatures are only going to continue to rise, that means there's going to be a lot of droughts, there's going to be a lot of dying animals, because if the animals get overheated, especially if they aren't already treated well, they're just gonna keel over and die, right? And I think that most people would think, that's just less killing the farmer has to do. But if everything is dying, supposedly, but they're telling you to buy things for Christmas, how am I gonna put this? What sense does it make for them to say within 5 minutes of each other, hey, there's this thing called heatflation that is going to add on to what is already known as inflation. The inflation being the cost of gas, the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, anything you can name. Now, on top of this inflation worldwide, like I said, there's this heatflation. Heatflation taking away the food, period. But instead of focusing on that, let's talk about Christmas in July, because that's the thing anyway, right? Great timing. Just buy stuff for Christmas, all of the things you would get the little kiddos or your family or whomever it is that you care about during this Christmas time. Go ahead and buy that stuff. Use this money that you could be using for food supplies, for camping supplies, for any supplies that's going to help you in the future. Use that money towards something that's really most likely not going to benefit you. Why are they doing this? Because, first of all, weeding out the crops, meaning whoever is going to actually listen to that narrative, they are going to spend a lot of money because they're like, oh yeah, I got money right now, I can go ahead and get whatever thing for my child or whoever. Eventually, as we all know, there is a new world order, a one world government, however you want to put it. This is going to help them to get to that narrative. And I say that because if the government has supplies, which I'm sure they do, because in America, I don't know where you guys are, I'm in America. In America, no matter where in the country you go, when you go to pump gas, it says you're paying this amount of money for 9/10. If you didn't know, that means you're actually only getting 90% of the gas that you're paying for. The other 10% is going to a reserve. Now, me personally, if my research is correct, it's been a long time since I did it, but this reserve is going to the Queen, which, of fucking course, this is a European nation, so I would imagine it would go to the Queen. However, maybe some of that supply, that 10% of everyone's gas, that they're pumping is going towards some underground reserve of supply for said country that they are in. Once you or we are at a state of needing the government, I say we as a collective because there are some people who are just, they own it. They got their stuff. They good. Like, they've been preparing for this. But I'm gonna just say we as a collective, like I was saying. Once we use all of our money and all of our resources and we recognize, oh my gosh, this inflation actually isn't going to get better because the heatflation has come and now I don't have any food, now I don't have any gas, now I don't have any whatever insert thing here. Now I have to rely on the government. This is literally happening worldwide. Worldwide. I'm not just talking about in European nations. I'm talking about in the developing countries as well, because of course in the developing countries, they have been developing using the World Bank, using whatever allies they have, the bigger players like China, America, Europe, England, whatever. They've been utilizing them to develop themselves. However, because they are going to be the first to go, because they borrowed money from these world players, now the contracts have been saying, well, if you aren't paying me back, then I'm in control of your country. So not only are they, the developing countries, going to have to deal with the fall of their economy first, they also now have to deal with this one world government that we're ushering into because, like I said, they chose to sign a contract that said they have to listen to whatever power player that is over said contract for them. So it's just a lot. Hopefully this makes sense. I know I'm not really one for like news and stuff like that, but I think that it's really important that you guys recognize the trap that they're trying to put you in. This whole Christmas in July thing is fucking ridiculous. Like, people literally before all of this inflation stuff would put themselves in debt for Christmas. For fucking what? If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. It's alright. It's just another day. It's not that serious. But that's just my take on all holidays. I am cynical, whatever it is you want to call it. But I save money. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Remember, ain't no mountain to a climber, so keep on climbing.